Nobody was supposed to notice the teleprompter. It's the most disposable object on a concert stage, a flat screen with white or yellow text, there to keep a host from forgetting a line, gone from memory the second the song starts. But on August 22, at Na Ying's Beijing concert, audience footage caught something that didn't fit the pattern. Her screen was pink. His was red. And once you know that red is the color Xiao Zhan has repeatedly said he loves, the color his fanbase carries into every venue he walks into, the teleprompter stops being disposable. It starts being a decision. This is Rabbit News Hallyu, and tonight we're not talking about what happened on stage. We're talking about what almost nobody was meant to see. Here's the fast version of the actual event. Xiao Zhan showed up as the sole surprise guest on Na Ying's I'm Here Because You're Here tour. While she changed costumes backstage, he filled roughly 5 minutes with unscripted talk show energy, no script, no pre-written banter, just a working microphone and a crowd that hadn't been told he was coming. That kind of slot is a gamble. There's no safety net if the material doesn't land. He opened with a joke. He said Na Ying wins a championship the moment she admits she's nervous. It sounds like a throwaway line until he explains it. During rehearsal, she'd told him she was worried about the tour, and he'd assumed she was just being polite. Then he remembered she'd said something almost identical to him back when she competed on the show Singer, right before she won it. The audience laughed at the pattern. But the punchline wasn't really the joke. It was what he said next, more quietly, that her nervousness wasn't nerves at all. It was her walking him through breath control and pronunciation, word by word, with the kind of focus that only shows up when someone takes a performance seriously. What looked like anxiety was actually preparation. That reframing is the whole story in miniature. Something small gets noticed, then it gets explained, and the explanation changes what you thought you were watching. Which brings us back to the red screen. Production teams don't usually build a custom color scheme around a guest who's only on stage for 2 songs. Efficiency wins that argument almost every time. One font, one color, minimal setup, minimal risk. So when Na Ying's team gave Xiao Zhan a personalized red teleprompter instead of the standard house font, that's not a neutral choice. It's either a deliberate gesture from her team, designed to make a returning collaborator feel recognized, or a practical solution to keep 2 performers' lines visually distinct during a duet, and even in the more practical reading, someone still chose his signature color to do it. Either way, it's evidence of a crew thinking about a guest as more than a guest. In concert production, where guest slots are usually the most template part of the show, that kind of customization tends to correlate with how much history is actually behind the appearance. There's a reason that kind of production choice matters more here than it would elsewhere. Guest teleprompters exist mainly to prevent mistakes, not to communicate meaning, but meaning is exactly what gets communicated when a crew spends extra setup time on a 5-minute segment instead of running it through the same template as every other filler moment in the show. That's a resource decision, and resource decisions inside a live production are one of the more reliable places to look for how much a team actually values a specific guest, separate from whatever gets said on stage. And there's history here that explains why. 7 years ago, Na Ying and Xiao Zhan were paired as mentor and mentee on the show Our Song. When they revisited that origin story on stage this month, Na Ying admitted something most artists wouldn't say into a live microphone. Xiao Zhan wasn't her first choice back in 2019. She only knew him as an actor at the time, and she wasn't confident he could sing. It's the kind of admission that could easily read as a slight. Instead, she followed it immediately with the opposite, calling him handsome, a strong actor, a good singer, and saying it would have been unreasonable not to pick him. The honesty came first. The praise came right after. And the sequencing matters, because an artist who only wanted to flatter a guest wouldn't have led with the part where she almost passed on him. For Xiao Zhan specifically, that admission carries a second layer worth noticing. In 2019 he was still primarily known to the public as an actor, with his music credibility largely unproven outside his own fandom. A veteran singer publicly admitting she doubted his voice, and then, 7 years and a concert reunion later, actively performing alongside him and praising that same voice on stage, functions as a small but real marker of career trajectory. It's not proof of anything on its own, but it does illustrate one way an actor-turned-singer can accumulate credibility over time, not through a single viral clip, but through a returning collaborator whose opinion changed enough to say so, out loud, years later. That's the pattern building underneath the whole night. Say the plain, slightly uncomfortable truth, then let the real regard show through anyway. It shows up again in the smaller story Xiao Zhan told about a concert invitation. A year earlier, Na Ying had casually invited him to attend Li Jian's concert, the kind of offhand line people say without expecting it to be taken literally. Xiao Zhan treated it as a real commitment. "If I promised, I'll do it," he said. Nobody was tracking that invitation except him. The night closed on a version of that same promise, reversed. Na Ying told the crowd she didn't yet know when Xiao Zhan's own upcoming concert would take place, but she'd be registering the moment tickets opened, and the two of them sealed it with a pinky promise on stage, the kind of gesture usually reserved for close friends rather than industry colleagues marking a reunion. She also spoke directly to both fan bases, encouraging the communities built around each artist to treat each other with the same warmth the two performers were showing on stage. That's a small but deliberate piece of audience management, not just reconnecting two artists, but nudging two separate fan ecosystems toward goodwill instead of the territorial friction that guest appearances can sometimes create between fandoms. Individually, none of these moments would carry much weight. A joke about nerves. A color on a screen. An admission about a first choice. A promise from a year ago, kept without being asked. But entertainment coverage usually treats guest appearances as interchangeable. A name shows up, a duet happens, the moment gets clipped and forgotten. What actually separates a routine guest slot from a meaningful one is whether the small, unscripted details line up into something consistent. Here, they do. Go back to that red screen one more time. On its own, it's a production footnote. Next to a mentor who admitted the honest version of how their collaboration started, and a guest who quietly kept a promise nobody would have noticed if broken, the color choice reads less like decoration and more like confirmation, a small, human signal that the effort behind this reunion wasn't limited to what happened once the microphones turned on. It also helps explain why this particular clip traveled the way it did once it reached international audiences, most of whom have no prior context on either artist's discography. Viewers responding to a 5-minute improvised segment usually aren't reacting to vocal technique or stage blocking, they're reacting to whether the interaction reads as genuine. A joke that only lands because two people have actual shared history behind it, a factual admission delivered without spin, a promise referenced from a year earlier without prompting, none of that requires familiarity with either artist's back catalogue to register as sincere. That's often the real export value of a moment like this. It doesn't need translation to be understood, because the thing being communicated isn't lyrics or plot, it's whether the relationship on stage is real. This doesn't mean every red teleprompter or every guest joke in Chinese entertainment carries the same weight. One concert night doesn't prove how the whole industry treats its guest artists. But it does illustrate something worth watching for. In a business built on tightly managed appearances, the moments that actually resonate with audiences tend to be the ones a production team didn't have to stage. A promise kept a year later. An honest answer instead of a polished one. A color nobody asked them to change. If you like entertainment stories that go beyond the headline, the kind that look for the quiet signals most coverage misses, Rabbit News Hallyu was built for exactly that. Subscribe if you want analysis, not just updates.